Not much big news coming out of Newcastle United today, but one man who always tries to stay relevant is our old friend Richard Keys. And believe me, he's come out with some crap today. This is Daily News. Hi everybody, I'm Paul back again with another video, and today on the Daily News, not much big scandals or anything like that coming out of Newcastle United for once, but a man who always wants to try and stay relevant when he really isn't anymore is our old mucker Richard Keys. Now, old hairy hands himself has come out and decided now he's going to have a dig at Eddie Howe. So I wanted to go through what he had to say. I've got a couple more points as well, but the Richard Keys one really did stand out today. And, you know, we've got to back our club because we're going to be in for a lot of hatred in the next few months and years to come, you know, when we're spending money or we're winning things. And people like Richard Keys are going to have a field day with it. So I just want to go through what he said. It's a warm welcome back to Eddie, and I genuinely wish Howe good luck. He too is going to need it. It's great to have another young Brit back in the Premier League, but let's keep it real. On the plus side, Howe is apparently already a much better manager than he was when he took Bournemouth down, than he was when he didn't take to managing in Burnley. Newcastle obviously a bit further north than Turf Moor. Or when he didn't fancy a crack at Celtic. Or the previous regime at Newcastle chose to ignore him time and time again. So that's all good news. And I'm sorry, but as the face of the new Saudi ownership at Newcastle, Howe can't duck questions about that regime, as he did at his unveiling. It just isn't about football, Eddie. Right, well, let's get things right straight away, right, Keys? I know you're not listening to this, or you don't pay any attention to the Newcastle United podcast because you're in your own little world out there, banned from over here because you're such a disgraceful person. But we'll not get into that. I just want to start on the sarcastic remark about Eddie Howe, already a much better manager. Eddie Howe is quoted that he's been, obviously during his time away, he's done a lot of reading up on various managers. He's done a lot of, he's visited various training facilities. And he feels like he is better than he was when he left Bournemouth. Now, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with going out and bettering yourself and making yourself a bit better before you get the new job or you go back into football? You know, what is he talking about? The man beggars belief sometimes with the crap that he spouts. He really does. He really does. And then he starts talking about the Burnley job. Now, we all know that Burnley was a long way from Bournemouth, and Eddie's mother sadly passed away. And he wanted to be with his family. Now, not many people knew about that at the time, but it has since come out that that is the major reason that he left Burnley. So how dare you have a dig at a man wanting to be with his family when his mother passed away? It was a very difficult time for Eddie Howe. A very, very difficult one. And he did what any normal man would do, Richard Keys, is go and be with his family. And he didn't feel like he could offer Burnley what he can offer Newcastle, which is 100%. Get that through your thick skull, Richard Keys. All right? Then you talk about didn't fancy a crack at Celtic. The reason that the Celtic job didn't happen was because he couldn't get his own backroom staff in. There was problems with his backroom staff, and that's why he didn't. He wanted to go all in with his backroom staff, and he couldn't. So that sums that up, Richard Keys. It's not like he bottled it or anything. He wasn't allowed to get his staff in there. Completely different to what you're implying, yet again. And also the previous regime at Newcastle. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Eddie Howe was never in the reckoning. Maybe he was towards the end of Mike Ashley's reign when it became clear that Bruce wasn't going to be the manager to take us forward. But Eddie Howe was never interviewed at Newcastle. He was never approached by Mike Ashley. And quite frankly, I think it would be the other way around. That Eddie Howe would basically ignore him time and time again. Because if Ashley came knocking on your door saying, come and manage Newcastle, but you're getting no funds, we've got no ambition, we're going to win nothing, would you want to take that job? Absolutely not. So what a pathetic, idiotic thing to say, Richard Keys. You really are just stretching so far to try and become relevant in this world again. But you're not. You're not. And then you talk about the Saudis, the ownership of Newcastle. Eddie Howe is not the face of the Saudi regime. Amanda Staveley is. Eddie Howe is the head coach of the football team. He has nothing to do with the consortium. Amanda Staveley is, at the moment, what we can see, is the face of the consortium, not Eddie Howe. So again, Richard Keys, get that out of your thick head, because you're not even right on that one either. Jesus Christ, man. Honestly, this man is just pathetic every time he opens his gob. And Eddie Howe was perfectly right when he was interviewed in his press conference to say, I am here for football. Of course he is. He's the head coach of Newcastle United football team. He has nothing to do with the consortium, so he is not the face of the new owners of Newcastle United. The way it's been at the moment, Amanda Staveley is that face. So Richard Keys, next time you talk about Newcastle United, please think better and just think, no, I'm not going to say anything because I just embarrass myself time and time again because I'm such a monumental bell end. I'm not going to say anything about Newcastle United. And that's how it should stay. So just don't even comment on us anymore because every time you open your gob, you're wrong with everything. And I hope to God that Eddie Howe works miracles at this club and gets us out the crap we're in just so we can come back at you, Keys. Because I tell you what, you're going to look like you've got, well, you will. You will have egg on your face. Pathetic. Anyway, moving on, get away from old hairy hands. But, you know, it's come out today that, of course, Jonas Gutierrez has announced his retirement from football at the age of 38. Absolutely incredible legend he is at Newcastle United for that game against West Ham. You know, when he saved us from relegation, it was a fantastic occasion. You know, when he ran towards Ashley with his top off and put his listening ears to, you know, target Ashley. That was tremendous. Absolutely tremendous after the way that Mike Ashley, treated Jonas during his cancer treatment. It was absolutely brilliant to see the way Jonas came back and he got that winning goal. Incredible. The atmosphere at that ground that day was unbelievable. Now, you know, was he the greatest footballer that ever graced the pitch for Newcastle? Of course not. You know, there was many occasions that Jonas Gutierrez was very, very frustrating. But, you know, things happen at a club that make you become a legend. And as far as I'm concerned, that goal against West Ham, once a Geordie, always a Geordie. So, you know, Jonas Gutierrez, I wish you the very, very best of luck in retirement. Whatever you go on to do, if you're staying in football, fantastic. Or if you're going on to do other things, brilliant. But we cannot wait as fans to welcome you back to St James's Park and finally be able to show our proper appreciation for what you did after you came back from cancer. Absolutely remarkable. So good luck with whatever you do, Jonas. We're all behind you, man. The referee has been announced for Saturday's game against Brentford. It's going to be Robert Jones. Now, he has come a long way since 2015-16, I think. He hasn't refereed a game for us this season. But our old friend Kevin Friend, no pun intended, is on the VAR. And we all know what Kevin Friend is like. Absolutely terrible comes to mind. But he's on VAR, so hopefully there won't be any controversy on Saturday that needs to go to him. I'm praying. More news on Michael Emenalo, hopefully the incoming director of football. Reports are that he could actually be in place by the end of the week and taking his place in the box on Saturday for the Brentford game. Now, that's various rumours going around. It's not 100% yet, so I'd love to see it. Now, obviously, I've said all along that I think Eddie Howe has been briefed that there is a director of football coming in, and he's perfectly happy to go ahead with that. So I'm really looking forward, actually, to seeing what they can do together, because we know that he's got a tremendous reputation from what he did at Chelsea, and that can only benefit Newcastle United. On the transfer front, only one player really stood out in the news today, and that's James Tarkowski from Burnley. Obviously, he's been linked with Newcastle United and West Ham United in recent weeks, but Burnley don't look like they're going to renew his contract at the end of the season. Now, does that mean they'll let him go in January for a minimal fee? Possibly, because I think they'll want to get something for him rather than wait till the end of the season and let him go for a free, because I still think they can get a little bit of decent money for him in January, but as usual, time will tell on that. He is targeted by Newcastle. He is targeted by West Ham as well, so it'll be interesting to see which way he wants to go. For me, I'd prefer Connor Cody, but everybody knows that. So, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with Tarkowski. But that is today's daily news, guys. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. And if you're new to the channel and you really like what you see, please do consider subscribing. Lots of videos like this, lots of live streams as well on the channel coming up in the future. Big plans ahead. And thank you to all the recent subscribers as well. I really, really do mean that. All my subscribers are one big family on this channel. So again, thank you so much. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I'll catch you very, very soon. Take care.